So let's get into it, starting with a simple yoga routine to improve spinal mobility, flexibility and core strength. And so first of all, let's get a little bit loose. So let's just loosen up the body. This is a great practice as well for first thing in the morning, or maybe just before you, on the day that you're going to have a game of golf or do any sport really, is just get some movement. So we're going to move the neck around a few times, just swinging the chin one side and then to the other, and then standing nice and tall, and it's as if you've got a crayon strapped to the head and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling, so the head isn't being thrown back or forward too much. It's just nicely balanced between the two extremes, and then we're going to move around the other way. So releasing the shoulders, and it's good to close the eyes just to bring the awareness internally. And then from there you can place the fingertips onto the shoulders and then starting to circle those elbows backwards. So just nice big wide circles with the elbows, and then going around the other way. So just adjust this range of movement depending on your range of movement. And as I always say, it's important to explore your own edge. Don't be fearful of the edge. Just have a quick peek, and if it's too much, then just make that adjustment. That's absolutely fine. And then just giving ourselves a little bit of a shake off again. And then just moving the hips around, so just moving them one way. So this is a really good practice in itself, you know, while the kettle's boiling. You can just move the hips a few ways one way, a few ways the other. Helps get into the lower back, to the hip joints, all the way down into the knees. Don't know if you heard my knee click then. I went for quite a long run the other day, so my body is a bit fragile at the moment. And then just again one more shake off. It's always good to have a bit of a shake. And then from there just lifting one foot up, and I'm just going to circle the wrists and one ankle. So being soft in that standing leg as well, by the way. So we've not got the knee locked, we've got soft in the standing leg. And then let's just do the other side. So I'm encouraging a little bit of a balance too. And then just shaking off from there. Okay. And then a final nice bit of a jump up and down a few times. Maasai warrior style. Okay. So we're going to keep the feet around about shoulder width apart, and then just starting with some gentle movement, swinging from side to side, just letting those arms hang loose, and then we're just gradually getting bigger and bigger with these movements. And then next time your torso moves to the right, just lifting up that left heel, and then vice versa. So just letting the heel move with this. So, and if you are a golfer, maybe you'll look better than I look when I'm doing this. But you can see where I'm getting at here. It's all about that opening up through the spine, getting that spinal movement and lifting up through the crown of the head. And you can feel also that the standing leg, there's a bit of strength on that too. So just moving from side to side, and then ease down, just letting the natural momentum come to a stop. And then just eventually the arms will stop, I promise you. And just closing the eyes and just feeling into the body. How does that feel right now? How does that feel? Maybe you got some tingling in the in the legs, in the arms, in the fingertips. Just being with the breath, softening through the crown of the head, through the forehead, releasing the shoulders down, standing nice and tall so the crown of the head is coming up towards the ceiling, but the soles of the feet are releasing down into the earth, so you can feel that contact, that real grounding feeling through the soles of the feet. So every inhalation, lift crown of the head as sternum lifts. Every exhalation, just feel the awareness descend through the body down into the soles of the feet. This is a great little movement to do. I quite like to do this in lifts, for example, or if you're standing by a bus stop. I don't take buses, I just stand by bus stops if I need to meditate, and it's a secret way of meditating without anybody realising. So anyway, keep it quiet. And then from there, just lowering the chin to the chest, open the eyes, and lifting the gaze. Okay, so we're going to separate the feet nice and wide now. So having the feet in a 10 to 2 position, so you can see that my feet and knees are moving in the same direction. And it's a simple movement. We're going to breathe it in. And as you exhale, releasing that left hand down towards that right side. So it can be the right shin, the right ankle, the right foot, but then bend the knee and coming all the way up and then releasing down to the other side. So go as far down as is comfortable for you. Bending the knee, coming up. And just keep moving from side to side. So you probably feel this in the backs of the legs. So we're opening up through the hamstring, through the calves, as well as encouraging a bit of flexibility and mobility in the hips and the spine. All important aspects for golf. And then with yoga, we always make sure we've got balance. So we do equal numbers on both sides. So I've started with my left hand on my right side. So I end with my right hand on my left side. So we've done equal numbers on both sides. So it's quite simple prospect there. And then coming up and just giving the body a little bit of a shake. Again, just observing how that body feels. And this little movement as well, just always good. And you could always do this kind of thing secretly on the golf course, maybe just between shots. It's quite good to sort of, feel that connection with the ground, with the breath. Just take a few moments to close the eyes. It really helps to develop focus and awareness. Okay. So far we've looked at mobility in the spine, flexibility in the legs, and we're going to move now into a strength section. This is all about just developing strength in the lower legs, and we're going to come into this posture called chair, and we're going to just sit down into chair. And you can see really that I've got the knees do not come beyond the toes. So try to keep the knees back. So don't bring them too far forward, because that will put stress and strain in the knees, but just keep them behind the toes. Maybe even they can be more over the ankles than anything, towards that position. And then when you're in this position, engage the glutes. So engage the glutes, and there's strength through the legs. And just make sure that you can get equal weight distribution both sides. So equal weight distribution, right side and left side. Because you will notice that one leg will take more of the strain than the other. So sitting back, sitting down, equal weight distribution. The glutes are engaged, the abdomen is engaged. And if you want to really take it further, you can bring the arms up. And this really makes it strong. But keeping that tailbone tucked under. Don't arch the back too much. Tucking the tailbone under. And then release from there. Just giving the body a little bit of a shake off. Really nice. And then just moving the hips once more. And we're going to try that again. So coming back into chair. So feet round about hip width apart. Sinking down, so sitting down into this imaginary chair. Just make sure that the toes are well in front of the knees. And then just sitting down as far as is comfortable for you. Engaging the thighs, the glutes, the pelvic floor, lower abdomen. When you do this, tucking the tailbone under and sitting down, equal weight distribution on both legs. But make sure that you've got equal weight distribution as well on the feet. So don't have the weight into the heels as such, have the weight spread over the whole of the soles of the feet. So it's quite a simple looking posture, but it's quite challenging. There's a lot to think about, lots to focus on. And then release from there. And just giving the legs a little bit of a shake. And then from there, just this final bit of the practice. Just going to bring the knees in towards the chest. Just massaging the lower back into the ground. Bringing the feet down so the feet are far enough away from the body so that the muscles and soft tissue around the legs can be loose when you wobble the legs. And then arms out to the side, inhale, and then exhale. Knees down to the right. Inhale, up and over to the left. So inhale up, exhale down. So this encourages not only flexibility in the spine, but that mobility and openness in the hips. And as always, it's about developing awareness. So if it's too much for you, then just make sure you're aware of that. Don't go too far. Explore the edge of your movement and then maybe adjust as necessary. So once you've done equal numbers on both sides, then just bringing the knees into the chest and then massaging the lower back into the ground. And then to come up from this, just placing the palms underneath the lower back, palms facing down towards the floor, and then press the elbows and hands into the ground to come up into a simple seated position. Okay, that's your flexibility, mobility and core work done for the day. So you've looked after your body, now it's time to look after your mind. Because let's be honest, all the driving range practice in the world won't help you if your head's not in the game, especially when you're lining up that crucial putt on the 18th. So if you've got 10 minutes, and I really hope you do, I've got a guided meditation designed especially for you to help you quieten the noise, stay calm under pressure and improve focus both on and off the course. Click here to give it a go and keep your swing smooth and your mind steady. And don't forget, if you're interested in learning more about how yoga can help you as you get older, especially if you're a man, click on the link in the description below and sign up to my newsletter. I'll see you soon.